You tired of seeing your boss all in your videos.
Listen to Square Business Radio.
Square Business with Sosa DiBiase.
WCWP 88.1. Sosa DiBiase.
Square Business Radio is where it's at.
For pro wrestling news, interviews, and discussion at its finest.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme. We're too wild. We're too out of control. We're too full of our own dish. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance.
What you just heard was something that changed my life forever. I decided to do this a long time ago. I'm come from humble beginnings, or abusive beginnings, if that's what you want to call it. I'm just a kid from the projects in New York City just trying to live my dream. My name is Sosa DiBiase, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned in to one of the best, hands down, bar none, pro wrestling talk radio shows in the business today, from now into the future. I can guarantee you that. I came from all over New York City with a dream, and I'm living it today. Today is the day. If you are listening right now, you know what's going on. This is WCWP 88.1 FM. I'm a student at LIU Post. I'm a United States Navy veteran. And pro wrestling is something that will never, ever leave my heart and my soul. I remember there was a time where I used to have real bad days. Didn't have a lot of attention. No mother, no father. Going from foster home to foster home. And they always told me I would be just like my older brother because I wanted to be like him so bad. Or I wanted to sell drugs. I wanted to be violent. I wanted to be in the streets just like him. But nobody never believed me I would be here today. If my mom was alive right now, God rest her soul, she would not believe I'm sitting in this chair right now on live radio doing what I love. I used to sleep on cold vegetables, ice packets, just to watch 2 hours of a whole bunch of commercials and 2 matches. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is ECW TV on MSG. That speech that you heard is going to be the lifeblood until there is no more blood in me. Till I leave this earth. I will never, ever forget that speech. Because those were a bunch of men that I looked up to. They set out for one goal, and that was to make it to the dance. They went bankrupt. They've been shut down many of times. Almost killed a whole bunch of people in one event. Almost setting the whole arena on fire. And they fought back and told the whole world that we are not going to be just the counterculture that you perceive us to be. Tommy Dreamer was a man that I always looked up to because no matter how much Raven beat him down, he kept getting back up. He kept getting back up. He kept getting back up. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I look up to. That's what I've been seeing in my everyday life. I've seen violence. I've seen calamity. But I always came back to professional wrestling. No matter how bad my day was, no matter how bad I was beat, no matter how many people done told me that they love me and said, oh, and just up and going out of my life, professional wrestling was never, ever the one that ever left me. That's why I do this, ladies and gentlemen. They say you're 30 years old. Why do you watch wrestling? It's not for kids. Stupid. This is something that we all can learn from. We can all learn life values from this. Can't tell you now, but I know when I was coming up, those are the life lessons that I learned through professional wrestling. Not a woman, not one man can sit there and tell me that they raised me to be the man I am today if it wasn't professional wrestling. I wrestled for Far Rockaway High School, Far Rockaway, Queens, for a couple years, but I couldn't keep my grades tight enough. But there was a man named Coach Kenneth Fernandez. If you're listening right now, I love you. He never turned his back on me, and now I'm coaching Jamaica High School Wrestling. But that's besides the point. We are here for a reason and one reason only, and that's to talk professional wrestling and the sport that we love. Wrestling isn't the same anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be clear. We are not here to talk and bash no company. We're just here to speak the truth. We are here to speak the truth. If I offend anybody, get over it. You'll be all right. But we are here to talk about professional wrestling at the finest. We're going to talk about the best in independent professional wrestling this city, this country, this world has to offer. Ladies and gentlemen of independent wrestling, you now have a voice. You now have a voice that the whole world can now hear. And I'm just the outlet to it. It's been a long road, but now we here, y'all. We are here, live and direct on Square Business Radio. Tonight's guest I have with me is the Devil's Outlaw, Joe Stockade, and he will be in an event coming up this November 7th, the Casket Match against Astro Morales. A match that he almost lost his life from last time. But we're going to get into that a little bit later. Shout out to all my family. Shout out to all my confidants, my students, my teachers, my professors, my engineer, my cameraman, my publicist. Shout out to y'all, man. We making it happen today. Also, tonight's conversation, if you want to call it that. What happened to Survivor Series? What happened to it? That's what I want to know. But without further ado, Stockade is in the building, back in the building for the first time, live on Square Business Radio. What's good, Stock?
What's going on?
I didn't mean to get all, mushy mush, but we had to get that out the way, let it be known.
That's quite all right.
What's going on, brother?
Nothing. Winning titles, making money, doing what I do.
I hear you, man. I see you got that big gold thing next to you right now.
That's right. You wanted to see it, and I brought it down.
Last time you didn't bring it through, so I was hoping that you brought it through this time, and you definitely came through. Appreciate that a lot, man. So you got Astro Morales, November 7th.
Yeah, this Saturday for American Championship Entertainment, Wallington, New Jersey.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into what happened to Survivor Series, one of my favorite pay-per-view of all time out of the big four. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into what you got going on. We're going to get into why isn't TJ here, because I spoke to TJ, and he has a big match coming up too, but shout out to TJ Marconi, part of the Brother Club as well. That's my guy. But we got a lot of stuff to cover, and I hope y'all listening, because this is definitely something that y'all do not want to miss. Survivor Series, ladies and gentlemen, is coming up very, very, very soon. It's the first show, so if we sound a little bit nervous or whatever, we'll get through it. We'll be all right. Back to a little bit more about me. I gotta stop with them arms, man. My professor would be very, very mad at me right now. I just came from wow. I really can't believe I'm on our radio right now. This is crazy. But we're gonna get back into it after the first break. Hopefully I get over my nervousness. Shout out to everybody that's listening right now. If you got any questions, hit me up on @SquareBusinessRadio. @SquareBusinessRadio on IG. Hit me up, Sosa DiBiase on Facebook with your questions. We'll shout you out if it's a good enough question.
Tuesdays, playing your favorites from the 1960s to the early 2000s.
Love, love me do.
every Tuesday from 2 to 3 or 6 to 7, only on mywcwp.org.
Like what you hear? Here's how you can let us know. Give us a call at 516-299-2626 or email us at info@wcwp.org. Like us at facebook.com/mywcwp and leave a comment, or tweet us at mywcwp. We welcome all kinds of feedback. And if you'd like to give back, visit wcwp.org and click on the support tab. Thanks for listening from your friends at mywcwp.org.
Dear mywcwp.org, it has come to my attention that you don't play anything heavier than the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Why don't you have a show that appeals to people with a taste for Norwegian black and pseudo-crapcore or Swedish melodic screamo progressive power metal?
Dear person who still writes letters, you clearly have not listened to the Shred Shack.
It airs Wednesday nights on mywcwp.org. Pat, Dan,
and sometimes Reese
are in the studio giving metalheads exactly what they want.
Brand new tracks straight from the major metal record labels.
Top 5 lists.
News in the world of heavy metal.
Interviews with new and established acts.
I mean exactly what they want.
Beards.
Explosion noises.
Bacon.
World domination.
Chocolate-covered bacon.
Chocolate-covered beards.
With bacon.
Fighting bears. Definitely fighting bears.
Oh, and metal.
Yeah. That's the Shred Shack on mywcwp, airing Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Finally, a metal show on the island that listens to their audience.
Unless they want to hear Enter Sandman, because no.
Hey, this is TJ Marconi, the ACE heavyweight champion of the world, with my good brother,
The Devil's Outlaw Stockade, the NYWC champion.
And you want to get your wrestling news, if you want to hear all the stats, Square Biz Radio is where it's at.
Check it out, or else.
Started in 1987. 1987, before a lot of you listeners were born. In Richfield, Ohio. On Thanksgiving night. And no, I'm not talking about NFL football. I'm not talking about the Lions and the Cowboys. It was after that. 8 o'clock on Channel 4 NBC. The ultimate in team sports back then. The epitome of tag team action. No BS. And it was for free. And it wasn't on pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Survivor Series. What happened to my beloved Survivor Series, Stockade? What's going on, man? Because we got... It went from one of the top 4 pay-per-views. You got WrestleMania, you got Royal Rumble, you got SummerSlam, and you got Survivor Series. In your opinion, I don't know how far you've been watching, but what has happened? I know you haven't been watching lately, the product lately, but what is going on with my beloved Survivor Series, man?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I mean, it's a concept that worked for so many years, and now, I mean, maybe Vince just got tired of doing the same old thing. I know for the past few years, I think there was at least one traditional Survivor Series match. I mean,
right.
Back in, when it started, I think almost every single match was a Survivor Series match. I guess it's, the change of the times.
I don't think it should be a change of the times, though, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I agree 100%.
You got 4 main pay-per-views. It could have been 5, and the 5th one could have been King of the Ring. And that's one that they took out and that everybody was asking for, and then it just showed up on WWE one day this year on a Wednesday, and it was already the final match. And we like, what?
Yeah,
what's going on? So you having great, they're having great Survivor Series style matches, or just pure Survivor Series matches on Raw for the build up, and there's no storyline content behind it.
Well, I think what's going on now, and it's just because I am in the know a little bit. I do have some friends that are there, but I think what's happening now, because of the network being $9.99, and I'm plugging WWE for free. Congratulations. $9.99. But I think because they are $9.99, you're getting everything for free. I think now the big deal is about getting ratings on Raw and SmackDown.
Right.
So I think that's why you're getting some of these bigger time matches. But there's no reason why they couldn't just do a traditional Survivor Series, especially now that they have the network. They can make a special out of it, if they don't want to do a pay-per-view or whatever they're called now. And I don't get it, but I don't work there, so.
Right. We got... Oh my goodness! I cannot believe what's going on with my beloved pay-per-view, man. Let's just listen to this. Let's see if this brings back any memories. And ladies and gentlemen, if this brings back any memories, just text me Shout me out at Square Business Radio on IG and let me know what's going on out there. The Enforcers, the Dream Team, the King's Court. Remember the 4x4s?
Yeah.
The Hulkamaniacs.
Yep.
The $1 Million Team. The Rude Brood. Rowdy's Rowdies. The Heenan Family. The Ultimate Warriors. Strike Force. The Natural Disasters. The Alliance. And I'm not talking about WCW and ECW. The Mercenaries. The Vipers. And I'm not talking about Randy Orton. The Visionaries with my main man, Rick Martel. The Warriors, another team that Ultimate Warrior, rest in peace, set up together. And last but not least, the Perfect Team. These are some of the names that you probably aren't acclimated to or don't even know about.
That's sad if some people don't know who they are.
This is not Team Cena, Team Rollins, Team Rikishi, Team Undertaker. It's not Team Triple H. It's not like that. It was a lot of creative energy put behind this pay-per-view. And now we just don't even have something simple as an innovative tag team name that lets everyone shine. That lets everyone get a chance to show what they can prove. It kind of feels, Survivor Series to me feels like an all-star break. It gives everybody a chance to do what they have to do and put out what they need to put out. It wasn't just strictly solely on one superstar, professional wrestler, whatever you want to call it. So what's your take on that, man? Remember these names?
I remember all those names. I mean, Survivor Series, I mean, now, when I was younger, it was, but Survivor Series was one of my favorite matches of all time. If you don't remember the team, I could be wrong about the names, but it was, I believe it was the King's Court. I think it was Jerry Lawler and Cheesy, Wheezy, and Sleazy against Doink, which was, I think it was Doink, Dink, Pink, and Fink. I can't remember, but it's one of the most entertaining wrestling matches that you will see. As far as, I think with the changing in the Attitude Era, they went away from the more cartoonish stuff. You didn't really see, I guess, I can't even give you a Survivor Series match. The only one that really sticks into my mind is because I happened to be there was since CM Punk, the Hardys, and DX all teamed up, and the whole place was rocking for Punk. And that was like the first, where everyone's like, "Oh, what's going on here?" But besides that, I remember one year they didn't even do Survivor Series matches; they did a tournament,
right?
Which I think that's what's going to happen this year because
we're gonna give.
Oh, okay, well, see, I'm getting ahead of myself here. All right, I just got the sign to cut myself off.
That's my engineer, always on point. But yeah, continue on, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Last year was there even a Survivor Series match last year? I can't honestly remember.
Honestly, around this time.
There was the whole thing with Sting's debut. That was the only one, I believe.
Yep. Sting's debut.
So there you go.
Sting's debut. We could go back as far as to those names are very innovative, but we could go as far back as the last great Survivor Series that I've seen was Survivor Series 2003. And we could go to Scott Steiner's debut. We talk about Jericho's debut. We could talk about Ric Flair, Eric Bischoff, Dean Malenko when he took the mask off. We could talk about all those pops. But in Madison Square Garden that November, when I seen Scott Steiner come out, the whole place went crazy. It was Matt Hardy out there, and it was Christopher Nowitzki, and it was the Raw versus SmackDown type of deal. And he said, hey, who says Raw and SmackDown talent can't get together? And all you heard was that siren. The place went ballistic. And then he belly-to-belly Christopher Nowitzki, belly-to-belly Matt Hardy, threw him out the ring, and then did his little push-ups, and then he threw his arms up in the cross, and everybody was barking like Rick Steiner. That was awesome. And WWE doesn't even have that on YouTube. Just to even show the debut of Scott Steiner, even though it fizzled out to the debut was awesome. It definitely didn't work out. I knew it wasn't going to work out because Scott Steiner is a lunatic. No disrespect, but he is. But, he got his own creative quality.
That's the same pay-per-view that Michaels won the title, right?
At the Elimination Chamber. That was the very first Elimination Chamber.
No, that Survivor Series is extremely important to the history of WWE.
Absolutely.
My personal favorite and probably the most iconic WWE superstar of all time, maybe besides Andre the Giant, The Undertaker debuted at Survivor Series. So
absolutely.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, you're not.
I'm
no,
good.
You're not.
All right.
In 1990, let's talk about 1990. Undertaker debuted at Survivor Series. And that's another iconic, it's an iconic era of the pay-per-view, and it's really losing its steam. And in 2010, February 2010, they tried to take out Survivor Series. Did you know that?
No.
They tried to get rid of Survivor Series and rebranded to probably Fast Track or Stand.
I know they did that with a couple of people. Like they got rid of like No Mercy, and Judgment Day.
They got rid of that. I know from like Armageddon, Judgment Day, and all that.
I don't know who thinks Fast Track's a good idea.
It was Fast Lane.
Fast Track. It's
same thing.
Horrible.
But they got rid of those pay-per-views due to the unfortunate events of 9/11, September 11,
Well, that makes sense.
2001. That made sense. But,
I think we could be a little more creative than Fastlane.
Absolutely. That's why I like the Payback. When I heard Payback, I was like, okay, all right. I like that. Pay-per-view names is very... is the basis of a great pay-per-view if you ask me. But we can get into that a little bit later. We're going to stick on one of the best pay-per-views of all time, and that is Survivor Series. But what did Undertaker's debut mean to you in 1990?
I was too young. I was 3 years old. Watching it back, when I really started getting into wrestling, like it was about 93, 94. Then I got the old tapes and stuff. But like watching it and then knowing the Undertaker that I saw was still a little the same, but he had a little bit more, he had Paul Bear with him and he was a little bit more animated. I didn't watching that one. A complete 180, but how can you not be just an awestruck of whatever he is, zombie, Grim Reaper? I don't even know what he is, but he's just an imposing force. And just to see the evolution of him throughout the years. You have the Undertaker, probably one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time, maybe besides Andre.
Yep.
That's my opinion.
We could talk about the pageantry behind the pay-per-view that is known as Survivor Series. Just the evolution of the pay-per-view, where it started in Richfield, Ohio, it went straight to the Survivor Series, and then it goes into introducing the wrestlers and the build-up to this event. And this was around the time where it was just Survivor Series and WrestleMania, or Survivor Series and
the Rumble. I think
Rumble.
I think the Rumble
culminated. Survivor Series was actually one of the first pay-per-views of WWE.
It was Mania, then I think Survivor Series.
Yep, it was Mania and Survivor Series, and then it was online for free, and that's what made WCW do the Clash of the Champions that was on TBS and took it off of pay-per-view and put Clash of the Champions on TBS for free. But nothing was more free than after watching all day of football, then you could get to watch the Thanksgiving Extravaganza known as Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, this event used to be on the day of Thanksgiving.
I forget what pay-per-view the NWA used to run a pay-per-view on Thanksgiving as well. Oh, not pay-per-view, whatever it was called back then. But they would run those as well. So it's not like a new concept that events basically, just did along with it. But yeah, that wrestling on Thanksgiving has been that's been a thing for years. Survivor Series is more known because, obviously Vince is, the man wrestling.
Yeah, but I think they put a lot of energy into.
Oh, they couldn't.
They put a lot of energy. It was kind of competing with WrestleMania if you want to get technical at some points.
Well, like you said, there was only two of them, so you had two to look forward to rather than once a month. So it meant more. It was like, oh my God, the Survivor Series is right around the corner.
Right. We could. I caught a brain fart. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry.
You're gonna talk about the other great debut in Survivor Series, right? You know what I'm talking about?
We're talking about Scott Steiner. We're talking about
this is
Taker.
This is infamous.
Oh, the gobbledygooker.
How can you forget about the gobbledygooker?
That's what I was getting into. I swear, when I was talking to you, Stock, I was like thinking when we were talking about the Undertaker. I kid you not, I was like gobbledygooker. And that was, oh my goodness, because they were promoting it like what's going to be in this egg, and Vince McMahon was like, I don't know what WWE creative was thinking at that time, but everybody did want to know. We could laugh back at it now, but and
there was a hell of a wrestler in that suit too.
Right.
That was a Hector Guerrero.
Right.
Eddie Guerrero's brother or cousin.
Right.
The gobbledygooker.
The gobbledygooker. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who the gobbledygooker is, in Survivor Series 1990.
Yeah.
In 1990, the same year as the debut of The Undertaker, they put more emphasis behind this egg rather than The Undertaker. And for hours, everybody was, what's in the egg? And it was like this big, huge egg. And and it started to crack. And I think it was Bobby Heenan that was next to the egg.
No, Mean Gene.
It was Mean Gene.
Mean Gene Oakland.
It was Mean Gene and somebody else.
It might have been Heenan.
I think it was Mean Gene and Heenan. He was interviewing them, and he was interviewing someone, and you seen the egg moving, and Mean Gene tried his best to sell the fact that this egg was cracking. He's like, "Whoa, what's in this egg?"
Oh my God.
He was trying to sell it so hard, and it was hilarious. That I look at it now, but back then I was like, "What's in the egg?"
Everyone wanted to know what was in the egg.
And then it came out, and then it was like the gobbledygooker, and I was like, huh?
I think that lasted for about a month, if that.
About a month.
Oh, man.
That was, oh my goodness, man. But let's get back to the Elimination Chamber of Survivor Series.
Another first.
That was the
another debut.
Very first Survivor Series event that Eric Bischoff was the brainchild behind that. Do you really think Eric Bischoff was the brainchild behind?
No, I don't.
Elimination
think so.
Chamber.
I mean, there's writers upon writers, and I'm sure it's an idea. I'm trying to think. It's almost a War Games-esque type match in a way. Like,
right.
People enter at different times. Something I'm sure it was a big mash of everyone's ideas. I don't think one person was like, I have this great idea. Check it out. But,
right.
Definitely an innovative match. I think it's kind of fallen to the wayside now.
Of course, because they made it a gimmick instead of like a specialty match.
That, and I also think like Hell in a Cell has been so like that match. You can't after what Foley has done, and
right.
But like, and then putting another match, like I don't know. I just never felt like the Chamber really was something like. Yeah, I don't know. I that's how I felt. Maybe I'm wrong. It just never had that. It just looked weird. It was chain. It kind of limited. It was a weird structure. Kind of limited, I think, the creativity.
Right. But we're gonna get back into that and more. Make sure you log in on to WCWP SPORTS.org, 88.1 FM. It's your boy Social DiBiase. I'm with Joe Stockade.
See why millions are checking out Mouseketeer Radio.
Love it. Love the host, Christina K, Will Brunner.
Basically, I love to sing along to all of the songs.
Disney to me is nothing but happiness.
You ain't never had a friend like me. Now. When you wish upon a star.
We're breaking free.
What is this?
The #1 Disney radio show, and we cover it all, from movies to the parks, Broadway, and beyond. Check out our blog and hang out with us Fridays 2 to 4 on mywcwp.org.
What does poetry mean to you? Is it a way of life, a hobby, or something you just love to do? For some, it's an escape. For others, it's a way to convey. But at the end of the day, it can represent what we're thinking and what we want to say. If you feel this way, then tune into the Poets Corner every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. only on mywcwp.org and 89.7 FM.
Just a little bit longer. 5 more seconds and we're back.
If you'd like us to promote your club or event, email us at info@wcwp.org.
Hey, what's up? It's B-Mitch.
This your boy, D-Money here.
It's your girl, Sammy J. Hey, guys, what's up? It's K-Hood.
What's up, everybody? It's Chucky Rowland.
What's up? It's DJ Jake Scotto.
Yep, and this is DJ Matty T.
And we're taking over Common Hour every Monday through Thursday for Midday Madness.
Hear the latest post news and Pioneer Sports, plus all your favorite hits.
Catch our live DJs as they spin all Common Hour long.
Midday Madness, Monday through Thursday during Common Hour, only on mywcwp.org.
Square Business Radio.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Joe Stockade, and we're trying to figure out what happened to Survivor Series. If you are listening right now, thank you for tuning in. I'm your boy, Social DiBiase, and your host with the most. We are talking about Survivor Series, the Thanksgiving Extravaganza, the ultimate team sports. Stock, we go back to 1988, another iconic and one of the best. I'm not going to say that's one of the best that I've seen, but one of the best Survivor Series events that I've ever witnessed, now that I'm older, because I was 4 years old when that came out. And you got the team of, they built teams. Like I said, it was like an all-star break. It gave people time to just chill, relax. That's what it seemed like. It gave people that weren't on the main cards to come up and do what they had to do. They built teams like in 1988, the $1 Million Team. Akeem, my man Akeem. I love Akeem, man. I love Akeem. The way he be strutting it's so funny the way he was strutting. His epic matches against Dusty Rhodes. Rest in peace to Dusty Rhodes. Slick, his manager, my man Slick. Virgil, shout out to Virgil. I took a picture with him the other day. Bobby the Brain Heenan, King Haku, Big Boss Man, and the Red Rooster, Terry Taylor. They just put together a bunch of teams, and the entire event was nothing but tag team elimination. Why don't the business want to have they come up with gimmicks, but why are they not sticking with really what works?
I think you got to evolve. I think it's got to change like anything else. The Survivor Series, I think tag wrestling in general, not even just the Survivor Series, but tag wrestling in general is almost non-existent. It's starting to come back now. On the independents, it's rocking, man. You got some of the best tag teams. WWE, for some reason, tag team wrestling hasn't been, top billing, I guess, As far as Survivor Series, I don't know, man. I loved it. I think the fans would relate to it. I think seeing, current stars, I think seeing guys like Roman Reigns and Randy Orton and Dean Ambrose, and Dolph Ziggler teaming up, I think the fans would, be like, oh my God, it's like the Justice League or,
right.
The X-Men. I think people like that. As far as why they don't do it, I wish I knew. I think it's sad.
I think the matches that they come out with now is more, what's the word? I don't want to say the wrong word. You already can see the teams coming before.
You know the story.
You know the
who
ending. They're going to put together and how it's going to end. But with the way that Survivor Series of old was, and I'm not just trying to reminisce and bash the way the evolve of WWE is going now, but they don't even have like the sole survivor. It's just the main event match, and that's just it. But back then you could take Macho Man Randy Savage, who was the WWE champion at that time, in the beginning with the team, and he's wrestling throughout to the end.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I really don't. It's hearing you say and talk about it, like, it's not something I ever really sit down and ever like, wow, what happened to Survivor Series? It just, like I said, they come, pay-per-views. It's once a month now, so it's just like, especially on the network, it's like, oh, there it is. I can watch it anytime. I don't know. I mean, they did it on Raw. It seemed like it worked. The crowd seemed like they really dug it. Are they going to do it at Survivor Series? I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen anything announced besides, the only one match I think it's the Taker the Brothers of Destruction against the Wyatts. I don't know if it's going to be a 2-on-4 or if it's going to be a 4-on-4. If I had my way, I'm a huge Undertaker fan. I would love to see, Sting added to that, or I don't know who else you would put with Taker and Kane that would fit. But besides that and the heavyweight title match, I don't know anything else that's really on the card.
Right. We already spoke about the debut of the Phenom Undertaker and how big that was for you in your career. And let's talk about 1991. Survivor Series 1991, one of the mind-twisting, craziest, insane skits or promos or whatever you want to call it that happened that evening was the in 1991, I think it was before Survivor Series. I don't want to say it was at Survivor Series, but when Savage got bit
by the Cobra.
By the Cobra.
That's one of my favorite moments, man. Yeah, I mean, what do you even say to that? I mean, Randy Savage.
That was crazy. They panned to kids and kids were turning away, crying. Intense. It was crazy.
It was intense, man. I mean, I love that moment. I think that's one of the, for me, the greatest moment. One of the greatest moments in wrestling. Especially, I grew up a Taker and Jake fan, so for me, it's like yes.
Right.
But yeah, what a crazy moment. Dude got bit by a cobra.
He really got bit by a cobra. When I seen the blood, I was just in awe. And then he started throwing up and going and wild and bugging out, getting sick and everything.
Yeah, I mean, there's a funny story to that. I once heard Jake say that. I mean, anyone that's ever been a wrestling fan that's ever like really dived into it, Randy Savage is kind of crazy.
Right.
And he refused to let the cobra bite him because he thought Jake, didn't. The snake wasn't, basically he thought the snake wasn't devenomized. It was some plot against him.
Right.
And so Jake had to have the snake bite him first before Randy would let him do it.
Right.
So you got,
That's something I didn't know.
Yep. And then if you watch, Piper runs down to the ring and the snake kind of goes over the rope or something happens and you could see Piper just go, no, I'm done. And just start please leaving. It's a king cobra, devenomized or not, that's a scary animal.
And his bites were deep. He had them pouring.
I mean, can you imagine somebody coming up to you and be like, listen, we want you
to get bit by a snake.
We want you to get bit by a cobra.
Because at first, when the snake was biting him, I didn't see Savage bleeding, so I thought they removed the teeth. It's devenomized. It's fine. I already knew it was going to be devenomized.
Yeah.
But when I seen like the snake moving his head a little bit, and I seen like the red marks and how he didn't bleed immediately, I was like, yo. He got teeth. They really let them bite his bicep like that.
Imagine somebody trying to do that today.
That's crazy. Never would happen. Never would happen. It'll probably be some conspiracy theorist, Illuminati type. Oh, look at the snake biting me. He didn't die. It's Illuminati. Something crazy like that. But let's go down memory lane. Keep going down memory lane. We on Square Business Radio. I'm here with Joe Stockade. Thank you guys for tuning in. 1992 Survivor Series. The match wasn't great. At all.
I don't remember.
1992, Nails versus Big Boss Man in a nightstick on a pole match. The match, I'm going to say, if I'm going to rate this match, this nightstick on a pole match, I'm going to give it, I'm going to be generous, a 5 out of 10.
I got to go back and watch it because I don't even remember. Dude, honestly, the only Boss Man match I really remember is him in the mountain and the loser goes to jail. That's like,
right.
I mean, I know Nails. I mean, how do you not? But I couldn't even tell you what happened in that match.
But I don't blame you.
I've seen it. I just don't remember.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you because the match wasn't great, but the promo that Nails did, like when he was like, you kept me locked up for 2,376 days of my life, and now he's shaking and sweating. He's like, I'm going to beat you within an inch of your life. Watch that promo. 1992 Survivor Series. Nails versus Big Boss Man. If you next to a phone, Google that promo, and it's one of the best promos that I've ever seen. It goes up there, and I swear I mean no disrespect, with Hard Times, Dusty Rhodes.
Really?
That promo was that good.
That's a bold statement.
That promo was that good.
I'm definitely going to check it out.
Hard Times is forever going to be the best promo that I've ever seen. But that Nails promo, he was on point. He knew what he was saying. He didn't stumble. You could tell when somebody's like stumbling, like how I was stumbling earlier. But he was definitely on point, and he had everything locked down. And it was like he actually went, even if when I watched it now.
You believed him.
I believe him. I believe that he went to jail.
And he did his job.
Yeah, I believe he went to jail, and he's going to beat Big Boss Man with. I watch it now, and I still think he's going to do. Even though I watched the match millions and millions of times, I know the match isn't going to be great. But that promo stock was epic.
I'm going to check it out.
It builds up to a great, what was supposed to be a great match. But you grabbed the pole and the match was over. I thought you grabbed the pole.
Oh, really? It's not you get to use it?
It's not you get to use it.
Oh, that's weird. That's just
it wasn't you get to use it. I mean, Big Boss Man won.
Yeah, of course.
But he grabbed it and then hit him, and he ran away, and he was just walking backwards. But that promo stock, I'm not lying to you, ladies and gentlemen. Nails promo at Survivor Series 1992 was it for me. We talking about Survivor Series right now. What happened to it? Razor Ramon and Ric Flair in the same room in Survivor Series, also in 1992. Macho Man and Mr. Perfect together in the same room, making epic promos in 1992. And my favorite Survivor Series, first, let's go to you. What is your favorite Survivor Series, if you can remember?
My favorite Survivor Series. I'm going to say, I don't have a favorite Survivor Series, but I have a few favorite matches. I really liked, forget the team. I think it was the DiBiase team you mentioned with Ming and Haku, Haku, whatever you want to call him, one man gang, Akeem. I'm messing up names here, but I believe it was Savage. I believe Jake was on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jake wound up going to the end. That's one of my favorite matches. I think the Rockers I forget what teams were in it, but I also really liked. I think one of the first ones. I think they were called the Giants. I think it was Andre, Bundy, one man gang. Against Hogan, Demolition, and Jake Roberts. That, another great, And then as far as the newer ones, Undertaker's team against Yoko's team, and there's so many great ones.
Right. Trust me, Stock, I already know where you come from. It's too many, it's so many men that you're watching at one time, so many matches that you're watching at one time. It's definitely hard to remember everything that went on from the beginning to the end, and who the sole survivor was, and who the team captains. Well, you knew who the team captains were based on the names, more or less. But my favorite Survivor Series, and I wasn't old enough to watch it as a kid, but 1989 was my favorite Survivor Series of all time. From the production to the promos to the build-up all the way to the end of the Sole Survivor. That was my favorite Survivor Series. And I have another one that was my favorite. It had the It was the team. It was the $1 Million Visionaries, or I think it was just the Visionaries. It had Rick Martel, Ted DiBiase, Virgil.
I think they faced against the Vipers,
yep,
right?
And they faced against the Vipers.
That was Jake. I think
it was
Rockers.
Right. I think I'm going on now. I think it was not 1990, probably 1990.
It was either
90 or 91.
Yeah.
Either one of those, but that was one of the. Just seeing them, it was DiBiase, Martel, Hercules, and Roma. And who else was it?
Danny Davis?
No.
No?
It was Power and Glory and somebody else. I forgot. I think it was No, it wasn't Virgil, because he never wrestled at Survivor Series until it was against Ted DiBiase.
Yeah.
And 1989 was my favorite one of all time. Like I said, the production was on point. The wrestling, the promos, and all the wrestlers. Just in the beginning, they did like this promo where all the wrestlers were saying what they were thankful for, and they had like this old school white screen camera work, and everybody was like, DiBiase was like, I'm thankful that I'm rich, and threw money in the air and did his evil laugh while Virgil just stood there.
The good old days.
And Savage, only. What'd he say? This is my Savage voice, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thankful to be the only man to be called the Macho King. Ooh, yeah. that was Savage's, and there was a whole bunch of promos like that, and it was just a good build-up to that Survivor Series, and that entire Survivor Series was dope. And it was on Thanksgiving Day, and of course you hear in the promo Ultimate Warrior bugging out and wilding out. You couldn't even hear what he said. So you had Savage say what he said. You had DiBiase. You had Hulk Hogan started off talking about all the Hulkamaniacs, and he's thankful for his team. And it goes to Ultimate Warrior at the end, and he's the Intercontinental Champion at the time, and all he goes, it's a war. And then it goes into Welcome to Survivor Series, and Vince McMahon is talking about it and all that. But definitely, thank you for going out with me on memory lane, Stock.
Definitely.
I appreciate it, man.
No
What
worries.
happened to my beloved Survivor Series? We're going to get more into that a little bit later, but we got my man Joe Stockade is in the building. Make sure you're tuning into WCWP 88.1 FM. Square Business Radio is where it's at.
This fall, fall in love with LIU Post and take in a movie. Avengers Age of Ultron, one of the hottest movies of the year, hits the screen September 9th at 9 o'clock at Riggs Park. Can't make it that day? 2 more showings on September 13th at 3 and 9 in the Gold Coast Cinema. Pitch Perfect 2 will make you laugh on September 16th at 9 at the Gold Coast Cinema, and again at 3 and 9 on September 20th, also in the Gold Coast Cinema. And Tomorrowland hits the screen September 23rd and 27th at 9, you guessed it, in the Gold Coast Cinema. For all this and more, visit liu.edu/post and keep on listening to your campus radio station, 89.7 FM and mywcwp.org.
This fall in love with LIU. Save money and stay on campus this semester while having fun. There's lots to do at the End Zone. Monday, September 14th, play bingo for books. A chance to win some textbooks. That's going down during Common Hour, brought to you by CSA. Get your karaoke on September 15th for a karaoke and wing night at 7. September 20th, we're having an Emmy Awards party at 7. Spend Monday Night Football at the End Zone as the Jets take on the Colts at 8:30. For more info, visit liu.edu/post and keep listening to your campus radio station to keep you in the know. 89.7 FM and mywcwp.org.
What's up, everyone? It's Savon
And Destiny.
your new host for the Total Access Throwdown. We're here every Sunday counting down the top 12 songs of the week that you vote on.
The latest entertainment news, some sports, pop culture, and let's see who makes it for the Spice Corner.
And maybe even an argument or two.
No, there's not going to be an argument.
Look, we're already arguing.
Jeez, you just don't want to miss it. It's just too spicy.
The Total Access Throwdown, Sundays at noon.
89.7 FM and mywcwp.org.
Hey, this is TJ Marconi, the ACE Heavyweight Champion of the world. With my good brother.
The Devil's Outlaw Stockade, the NYWC Champion.
And you want to get your wrestling news, if you want to hear all the stats, Square Biz Radio is where it's at.
Check it out, or else.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with my guy, one half of the Brother Club, Stockade, the NYWC World Heavyweight Champion. Stock, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on, man? Just chilling.
Nothing much, man. Let's get into some things about you. We already cried enough about Survivor Series. Before we get into that, we got some questions for you if you would like to ask.
Questions for me?
Questions for you from the fans.
Wow.
We're going to go into it real
People
quick.
got a lot of free time on their hands.
This one is from Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. His name is Patrick Peanut Peen. He asks, I think he has two questions for you. He asks, how was it to be in the PWI 500? And also, I don't know if you remember that, ladies and gentlemen, but PWI is Pro Wrestling Illustrated's magazine. They rank wrestlers.
I was number 400, so it was cool. I gotta admit, it was cool. It's a little thing I can check off the bucket list.
Right. And also, he asked, was your match with Rich Casson considered one of your best matches, and is there a rematch in the future?
And this is from Florida?
This is from Jacksonville, Florida.
Wow. I don't think it was one of my best ever. The match with Casson, it got a little bloody, got a little out of hand. I don't think it was supposed to really get that way. But, you know, that's what happens when you're in the ring with me. You know, I've been in the ring with, I can just rattle off the names of deathmatch wrestlers. Kaysen wanted to go. He was a hometown kid. He wanted to prove something. He wanted to win my title.
Right.
So I had to, carve him up, as they say.
Right.
Scared a whole bunch of kids in the process. So I did my job that night, and I kept my title, and I got my paycheck.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
But I don't think it was, it's a match that, all my matches I like. I don't think it's one of my best matches. That's nothing against him. I wouldn't put it up there as one of the best.
Okay. There you have it, Patrick Peanut Peen, whoever you are out there. Thank you for your question. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, log on to WCWP SPORTS.org. As you hear the radio show, just ask your questions on Instagram at Square Business Radio or Facebook DiBiase. Send your questions in and we will ask the guests live on air. Now, you got some stuff going on through the month of November. This will be a November to remember. This will be the November to remember. And starting off this week, ACE presents Crossroads XI at the Morgan Jr. Arena in Wallington, New Jersey. Good times only. TJ Marconi defends.
We gotta plug him, don't we? Not even here, and I gotta still plug him.
Good times only. TJ Marconi defends the ACE Championship against the innovator of violence, my Hulk Hogan, Tommy Dreamer, and you, sir, Stockade versus Astro Morales in one of the worst matches, a career-ending match, the Casket Match.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Being that what happened last time.
Yeah, being what happened last time.
Explain to the people what happened last time, because I get sick when I...
CZW World Heavyweight Champion, the Bulldozer Matt Tremont and I have been trying to damn near end each other's careers for the past 2015. We've been leaving a bloody, violent mess across, I don't know what it is now, 6 states, 5 companies. I mean, we've just been beating the living hell out of each other. And it all ended in Beyond Wrestling, and that was the end of the chapter up there, in a casket match. And I mean, I think everyone knew, we knew going in, you're gonna literally have to kill one of us to put us down. And he tried his best. He took a cinder block and decided to crack me in the head with it.
Yep.
Locked me in that casket, and that definitely changed a lot of things. I mean, that match, if any match almost forced me to have to retire and made me go, what am I doing? It was that match, because physically the next week, and I wrestled that Thursday, I was in no shape to wrestle. I was in no shape to go to. It was bad, and it was a definitely kind of, all right, let's rethink what I'm doing here.
I remember that like it was yesterday. I was like, yo, first of all, seeing that and seeing you totally two different people. I would have never thought I would be in the same room as you. So explain to the people the repercussions of the cinder block hit that you took to the head.
Well, that was number 8 on the concussion list. I mean, whatever. People, some people actually came up to me and said, oh, well, that was a foam cinder block. I don't know where you get foam cinder blocks.
Foam that breaks like that?
They didn't break. Yeah, man, it was a cinder block to the head, a straight concrete cinder block to the head, and it put me on Dream Street. I mean, I got out of that casket, the whole room was spinning, life changed. People think I joke about that when I say that, but I mean, like, literally, that changed my life. It messed me up bad. It did something, for that past week, and, now even so, like, in my head, like, for example, if I go on a roller coaster or anything, I'm done. My brain just can't take it. Something's messed up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Joe Stockade, NYWC Heavyweight Champion of the World. Crossroads 11. How many Crossroads events have you been in there? How good is it for you to see the product at its 11th Crossroads?
I joined in 6 or 7. Crossroads for ACE is their WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
And that card, that show, whatever you want to call it, that's where where people were like, who is Stockade? Because I wrestled Eddie Kingston, and we tore that place apart. I mean, we had them back. There was about 300-400 people in the building. We rocked it. And that was where a lot of people were like, who is this? Who is this kid? So Crossroads holds a special meaning for me. Going into this Crossroads, this is my 3rd year main eventing.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to go all out. This is, I guess, my match. And I'm going to show everyone, I got Tommy Dreamer and TJ Marconi going on before me, so I got to go out there and
steal a show.
I'm going to steal a show like no one ever. I'm going to give them the most violent match in their company's history.
Right. Do I have a ticket? I don't.
Come, man.
Oh,
Drop my name on the door. You're in.
I'm there. I'm there. Thank you. Astro Morales. Do you think? Explain to the people what is Astro Morales in store for?
Astro doesn't know what he's in store for.
I
don't even know what he's in store for because I don't even know what I'm going to be doing. No, Astro is going to be in a world of pain. He's never been in a type of match like this. He's never entered the deathmatch world or the hardcore world for that matter. Last show, I busted him open. Last show, he got his first time to ever taste blood, his own blood, in a wrestling ring. He's in for a world of hurt, and we're going to see if this kid's, if he's as tough as he says he is and if he's, as bad as he thinks he is. People claim to make him out to be the future of ACE. I'm the only guy in that company's history that ran through everyone and became the fastest Grippertron champion.
Right.
So he's got to prove it to me.
Right.
I'm the measuring stick in ACE.
You are. We go into that, and you're gonna be a busy man. You got Nightmare Avenue end on the 13th, and you have an event, Draw the Line. Is that on the 21st, or is it SWA?
SWA Pride and Glory Tournament. The winner of the tournament gets a shot at the Pride Championship,
right?
Which I will win the tournament, and I will win the title because I collect belts. It's what I do.
Right.
And then the following week, November 28th, is Draw the Line, NYWC, where I am the champion, where I will be on. I don't know if I'll be defending my title. I don't know if my contract calls for it, but I'll be there busting somebody up with my new little group of kids, the Hounds of Hatred.
Talk about them, because I seen the Facebook post and the Twitter, and it's kind of scary to see that you have a group of people that's willing to do your bidding.
Well, the Hounds are they're basically the outcasts of society. They're the kids, the people that, there's the norms of society, and there's people that think a little differently or dress a little differently. And, they all wanted to be professional wrestlers, and they all are in the New York area, and they came to the best.
Who are the members?
I don't know if I should say that right about now.
Oh, you ain't gonna say that yet?
I can tell you.
Oh, okay.
You got, basically, if you know anything about the Bible or biblical things, when the end comes, and it is the end for the Big O, who wants my title, there's 4 riders.
Right.
You got
the 4 horsemen.
The 4 horsemen, but you got the White Hound,
Mm-hmm.
which is Mouse. You got the Red Hound, which is War, Bam Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Black Hound, who is Boo,
right,
my monster. And then you have the Pale Hound, Death herself, the Devil Doll.
How do you get them? How did you get them? How did you know that they were the ones that you gonna call the Hounds of Hell?
Because I culminated them. I taught them.
Did you torture them?
I did everything I could to them.
Oh my goodness! So you basically saying you can't confirm nor deny whether you tortured them.
I'm not gonna say that.
Okay, we got the Hounds. Can't wait to see them at future events. Let's get back to your match against Astro Morales. That's gonna be scary.
This has been 9 months.
That's gonna be scary, cause he looks like a blue chipper. That's he looks like he doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. The kid's talented. He's almost everything he says he is. He's got the company behind him. He's a good looking kid. He's built. He's tough, but I just don't like him. He's standing in my way. I want to be the first guy in that company's history to be a 3-time champion. No one's ever done that. No one won every title in that company as fast as I did, and I'm going to be the only guy to be the 3-time champion. So the difference between me and Astro is I've been inside a casket.
Right.
I know what that's like, and it messes with you. He doesn't. He doesn't know. Astro lives in a fake world where all puppies and rainbows, and I live in reality, and it's cold.
Right. It's going to be a scary sight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Stock, for coming through. I appreciate your time. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not forget ACE presents Crossroads 11 at the Morgan Jr. Arena in Wallington, New Jersey. Good times only. TJ Marconi defends the ACE Championship against the Innovator Violence, Tommy Dreamer, and Stockade versus Astro Morales in probably his last match, the Casket Match. I'm Sosa DiBiase for Square Business Radio, but we're not going anywhere yet because we got some other things to cover. We're going to talk about some things on the next show that you may not want to hear or you may want to hear, but we're going to leave that as a surprise. We're going to put that out on Facebook and Instagram on Square Business Radio, the topic of discussion, and it's probably going to ruffle some feathers, but hey, who cares? It's Square Business Radio. First show, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I really, really, truly, truly appreciate it. Give me back my Survivor Series, WWE. Give me back my Survivor Series. I'm getting sick and tired of the monotony. It's a prestigious event that everybody, even my kid, my son, Chase Christopher Dawson, should be watching on Channel 4. I'm not going to say Thanksgiving, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. If you have any questions, any concerns, any comments, leave it on Square Business Radio on Instagram. You're tuning into WCWP 88.1 FM. I got my guy Joe Stockade in the building. Thank you for coming through. I truly appreciate it once again.
Anytime.
Shout out to my publicist, Mark Anthony Arsonist Wilson. My engineer, Alex. Y'all just know him by Alex, because Alex is the man. Shout out to my social media team, my friends, family, everybody that's tuning in right now, listening with open ears and not looking on their phone and not paying attention to what's going on. This is only the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you, this is only the beginning, and we have a lot more in store for you. This is Square Business Radio on WCWP 88.1 FM.
Than the Red Hot Chili Peppers? Why don't you have a show that appeals to people with a taste for Norwegian black and pseudo crapcore or Swedish melodic screamo progressive power metal?
Dear person who still writes letters, you clearly have not listened to the Shred Shack.
It airs Wednesday nights on mywcwp.org. Pat, Dan,
And sometimes Reese.
are in the studio giving metalheads exactly what they want.
Brand new tracks straight from the major metal record labels.
Top 5 lists.
News in the world of heavy metal.
Interviews with new and established acts.
I mean exactly what they want.
Beards.
Explosion noises.
Bacon.
World domination.
Chocolate-covered bacon.
Chocolate-covered beards.
With bacon.
Fighting bears. Definitely fighting bears.
Oh, and metal.
Yeah. That's the Shred Shack on MyWCWP, airing Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Finally, a metal show on the island that listens to their audience.
Unless they want to hear Enter Sandman, because no.